I start. The title of the project is Innovative Technical Solution in the Seeder for Reseeding Grasslands to improve the quantity and quality of the fodder for ruminants and to protect soil, water, and climate. I represent Department of Grassland and Landscape Planning at University of Life Sciences in Lublin, and we were the leader of the project, and the other partners consist of Lublin Agricultural Advisory Center in Końskowola, in eastern Poland, and the other agricultural advisory center in Szepietów. So there are two partners, and of course the main constructor of the seeder, Mr. Zygmunt Babiński, and 6 other farmers, which farms are located mainly in eastern Poland, but it belongs to different voivodeship. So there were many different small partners. Okay, so what the project objectives? The project objective, the first is improving the efficiency of grasslands reseeding by using new technical solution, and of course it is connected with seeder. We use also the special seed mixtures composed of grasses, legumes, and herbs. That mixtures were adapted to habitat conditions and method of use. The second objective was to improve the quality and quantity of feed for farm animals, for ruminants. And of course, we also connected it with soil, improving the soil, water, and climate. And the last objective was assessment the suitability of the improved seeder for use in different various soil conditions, because we reseeding grasslands located on organic and on mineral soil, and we implement 3 various types of grasslands reseeding. The first was in the springtime, when the soil are usually wet after winter. The second one was late summer, and we implement some kind of innovation. So we apply reseeding of grasslands in autumn, before winter time. And of course, in this project, we divide our activities on 3 parts. The first and the most important part was construction of the prototype of that seeder for reseeding. It was the main part of this project. After that, we applied, in the first year, we applied reseeding of grasslands in 6 farms, and of course in 3 various times. And after that, also in the first year, but the main part was in the second year, we assess the effects of that reseeding. And we estimate the plant indicators and the soil indicators. The plant indicators was the firstly seed placement, and it was in the first year. Seedling emergence, surface vegetation cover, of course, species composition, which influence of the feed quality, yield and green and dry matter, and soil indicators. We collect soil to estimate mineral nitrogen and organic carbon. And duration. The project. The project lasted almost 2 years, from February 10, 2021 to December 31, 2022. And funding project implemented under measure cooperation, covered by Agriculture and Rural Development Program for 2013-2022, of course financed by the European Agricultural Fund for Rural Development, Europe investing in rural areas. Of course, it was connected with our Agency for Restructuring and Modernization of Agriculture. And innovative prototype of seeder for reseeding you see on that photo, and some technical data. Weight 5.5 megagram, working with 2.5 meter, and transport with 3.18 meter. Efficiency about 1.5 hectare per 1 hour. Power requirements range from 120 to 150 horsepower. And of course, you see the name of the originator and designer. So the constructor, he is a owner of the company Mechanics of Agricultural Machines and Equipment. And of course, in this prototype, we have many individual parts of the prototype. The first one is a coulter with an innovative system for placing seeds in the soil. And of course, it is very important for seed germination. Because seed placed too deep may not germinate, so especially the most important is especially on uneven and undulating areas. So it was the first innovative system. The second one, it is device that combs out dead plant parts, and of course dead parts are transferred to the other side of the resowing surface, and of course this measure is also very important, because especially brushing out dead parts is most important. Because that measure give access to light to the germination seeds. And of course, it is one of the that part you see on the picture. And the next seed mixer, you can also a seed mixer you can also find in other type of seeder. So that seed mixer allows to determine and appropriate desired amount of seed sowing. And the other parts you see on the other pictures fertilizer box and container for plant protection products, different, so you can use different products in the same time. And installing the fertilizer box and container for plant protection products saves money, because it allows to apply several treatments simultaneously during one trip. And the last, it's of course roller. It's very important because it improves the conditions for seed germination, and sprayer nozzles to spray products to plant protection, and of course camera and GPS system, which allows for constant monitoring of the driving track, and viewing, for example, the amount of seeds or fertilizers. And you see location of our project. Of course, all farms are located in eastern Poland. There were 6 farms in 2 voivodeships with different share of grasslands in that region, and different interest of farmers in milk and beef production. On each farm, we included the same research objects. It was 3 reseeding dates, as I mentioned before, 2 seed mixtures, and control objects. Mixtures, we apply 2 different mixtures, first consisting of valuable species of grasses and legumes, and the second one, except of grasses and legumes, with additional share of herbs. The grasses used in that mixtures was one of the best species using in Europe. So there are perennial ryegrass, Lolium perenne, Timothy, Phleum pratense, cocksfoot, Dactylis glomerata, tall fescue, and meadow fescue. From legumes, we use meadow clover, Trifolium pratense, and Swedish clover, Trifolium hybridum. And in the second mixture, we use 3 herb species, common chamomile, Matricaria chamomilla, dandelion, Taraxacum officinale, and plantain, Plantago lanceolata. And you see the location of particular grasslands in each farm. And the effects of reseeding, of course, the effects of the applied reseeding were visible already in the same year, when you see young plants in 2021, but next year in 2022 was crucial for assessing these effects, because in the second year it was possible to compare the effects between the dates and, of course, mixtures used. So you see on the pictures the initial stage. Of course, we choose different grasslands to see different, of course, effects, because we had also very degraded grasslands and very good grasslands. And as you know, the effect was the biggest in degraded grasslands. Effect of reseeding. I didn't put the data here because I thought that I have no time to present it. There are very big data comes from that research, but I would like to present you the best conclusions. And of course, what were the most important effects? Firstly, better seedling emergence on the object resown with a mixture of herbs, especially plantain and common chamomile have the greater share. Greater surface vegetation cover on resown object in the first and the second mixture used. And that object was higher about 25 to 30% compared to the control. Of course, control, as you see on that location, was located near the other objects, and of course, it was the same habitat. Better species composition. We use, of course, valuable grass species, and of course, after resowing grasslands, the species compositions, the quality increased. So, of course, this is practical impact. And of course, in the sward, we observed also grasses, legumes, and herbs. Higher yield of green and dry matter on resown plots compared to the control. And it was the most important effect when we look on the plant indicators. And when we look on the soil, so it was also it was also some impact, slightly higher content of mineral nitrogen in the soil, and of course significantly higher organic carbon content in the soil compared to the control. Challenges, what we meet during realization of our project, of course, is time limits for the project duration. So we had to complete everything in 2 years. So the biggest challenge was completing the construction of the prototype, which was a key element of the entire project. Of course, it was I don't like what to say, a race against time, yes? So to build prototype before the beginning of the growing season. Because we have only 2 years, and of course the next so the prototype construction was connected with ordering and delivery of different parts, and after the construction, of course, dependence of the growing season, because that farms are located in different regions. It should be added that the object were approximately 300 kilometers apart. So the weather was also a big challenge, because there were situations when we planned a trip, but due to the rain, we had to postpone it. And of course, there was also some unforeseen events on farms, equipment failure, random accidents. So it was some kind of challenges, and of course resowing in the first year and assessment in the first and the second year of the analyzed parameters, soil and plant parameters, required multiple field trips, and of course it was some kind of challenge. And when we look in the future, so the wish that the prototype would serve farmers as best as possible, and we sow as much grassland as possible, because that seeder works perfectly not only on grasslands but mainly on grasslands. It was some testing for sowing cereals, but of course it is destined mainly for grasslands. There was also interest from companies trading in agricultural machinery. So we hope that the seeder will go into the production. And to the end, I would like to show you a short video presenting the prototype in work. Thank you for your attention. Of course, if you would like to send me an email, I try to answer. Okay. So the video is the video visible?
Yes, it is, but there is no sound. So you could maybe explain.
Yes, of course, it's no sound because it's on the grasslands. So you see particular parts of the seeder. So you see coulter and that part with comb the dead plant material and transfer to the other side. Of course, that grasslands is plain, so the coulter doesn't work so hard. Yes, and if I remember, it was the late summer reseeding. One of the grasslands. So the as you remembered, the every grasslands was divided on three different times of reseeding, and it was the second one. So as far as I know, of course, on the other side you saw the coulter. So the designer only patented the coulter, so he didn't patent the entire seeder for various more personal reason. But in spring that year, so Mr. Zygmunt Babinski goes to the agriculture exhibition in Poland to present once again that seeder. It was one of the better grasslands. Of course, most of them are the fodder was in three farms. The grasslands are devoted to feeding the farm animals. Okay, thank you for your attention.